Hi, everybody. This is Brenda, and I'm really glad to be talking to you from home. I do want to introduce you to somebody that is a part of my life, and he'll be a part of our videos too. Brody, come here, buddy. Come here. Come on, buddy. So this is Brody. He's coming in underneath everything here. Let's say hi, Brode. There he is. Shh, it's early, buddy. There he is. Hi, Brode. Hi there. Brody's my buddy, and hopefully he'll become your buddy too. Well, today we're going to be talking about camels and deserts. We're going to be taking this from the week 2 of your packet on camels and their babies, but we're going to talk about a little bit different part of a camel's life, and we're going to talk about where they live. So first, let's take a look at a picture of a camel. They're funny looking, aren't they? There's a picture. And do you know where they live? Well, you can see here where most of these pictures are. It's all sand. And that's where there's like sand all over the place is called a desert. And how is a desert different from where we live? Well, a desert has little rain. It has no soil, only sand. It has no grass. And during the day, it's really hot, like up in the hundreds. And in the night, it's very, very cold, and it can get extremely cold. Brr. And that is what constitutes a desert. And of course, because there's no soil, then there is sand. And I want to show you another picture. It's kind of a fun one. This was one of me riding a camel in Ohio, of all places. That's a state just like about 5 states away from here. It wasn't in the desert. At the university that I was studying, someone brought a camel and you could ride it. And so I rode a camel, but not in the desert. So as you think about it, a desert doesn't have any water, no grass. So there's no lakes, no rivers. So how can animals live in the desert when it's so hot during the day and so cold at night? Well, one way that they're able to is by adapting. They can adapt, which means they change so that they can survive in a new place. To adapt means to change so you can survive in a new place. And that's what camels have done. They have adapted so that they can survive in the desert. And one of the ways they've adapted is through their hump. So you saw in that picture that funny hump on their back. What is that for? Well, the hump stores fat. And the fat is released at night when it gets so cold and it keeps them warm. But it goes back into the hump during the day so that it doesn't keep them too warm. That is the way camels have adapted. One of the ways that they have adapted. Isn't that great? And they can go for days without drinking water too. So they have adapted. And that's what camels do to live in deserts. And whenever we come to a new place, we learn how to adapt as well, don't we? Yes. So I have 3 activities for you to do today. One is I would like you to write the word adapt, A-D-A-P-T. I'd like you to write it 3 times. And then one time, write the definition. To change so you can survive in a new place. To change so you can survive in a new place. And your parents have adapted as they've come to the United States and Omaha, and they've helped you to adapt. Isn't that wonderful? You have the best parents. I'm so proud of them, and I'm so proud of you. The next thing I'd like you to do is draw a picture of a camel. Right there. Yeah. It's about as good as it gets for me, but yeah, there you go. I have him in a desert with a hot sun, and he's happy. You know, that's his place. That's his happy place. We all have a happy place, don't we? This is the camel's happy place. So I'd like you to draw a picture, have your mom take a picture or your dad take a picture, and send it to me on Remind, okay? Because I'd love to see your pictures. The last thing I want you to do is something really fun. It's called the Desert Crawl Race. So put a glass of water at one end of the living room, and at the other end, you and your parents and your siblings get down and you're crawling because you're so thirsty. Pretend you're in the desert and you haven't had water for days and you can't walk anymore. And you see that glass of water clear over there on the other side of the room. But the only way you can get to it is to crawl. And the first person that gets to it by crawling gets the glass of water and they win. And you can play this a few times, okay? All right. And remember, wash those hands. Okay, bye-bye.